Yeah. Well, I think to begin with, we're happy for the performance. We're happy for the win. But more than anything, just praise the fans in the stadium. This was exactly what we were looking for. Hopefully they got entertained. We definitely got entertained as well, and that will stay with us. Hopefully to the end of the World Cup. That was a great experience for us. Just being a coach was actually a great experience. So I don't know how it was to be a player, but that was great. A very, it's a winning performance, but also a winning outcome. I think we showed the depth of the squad and also some of the key players on this team. Christine being one, Desiree Scott, Jessie Fleming, just being at that level where we need them to be when we go into the World Cup. So yeah, very, very good performance from our team.
Thank you. Christine?
Yeah, just like what Kenneth said, it's always an honor to play at home and to play in front of the Canadian fans, and yeah, they showed up, and it was incredible just to be in that environment. And we will definitely carry that with us as we make our way to Europe, and just proud of our performance. I thought we dominated them, obviously, from minute zero.
Just to make you laugh.
Sorry.
Yeah, just dominated them, and yeah, hopefully a performance we can carry with us as we move forward.
Okay, we'll start with questions. Who would like to start? Go ahead.
Kenneth, Derek Van Dies with Post Media. Just want to ask you about the formation, the playing of the three strikers, and how that helped kind of create some chances, a lot of chances today.
Yeah, we changed 15 minutes in because we want our fullbacks a little bit higher. When we have four players that can combine in a very small area, as we have with our wide forwards, when they tuck a little bit in, and we got both Sink and Jessie to so good on reading movements and reading cues, then you can actually be dangerous in a small area. It's not the easiest of things to do. It might look easier sometimes when you get it off, it looks funny, but when we get it right, and when we began, it was a little bit more off than on, but now it's more on than anything, and then you got players that can play, but also players that can move, and that changes everything.
You are a quiet group for how long you waited?
Yeah. Jean-François Poirier, Radio-Canada. Coach, how much are you sure of your lineup now after a performance like that? You talk about the depth of the team. How much are you sure of the people going to play at the World Cup?
Well, I'll say congratulate Khadija Buchanan. She just won the Champions League with Lyon, so she isn't here. She might get a chance to get into this lineup. But I also think when you see the players that are actually stepping on the pitch and the impact they have, so if you look at the performance in the first 45, you go, well, you know what, that's a great lineup. And then you look at the last 5-10 minutes in this match, and you go, you know what, this is a great lineup. So, and that's I think a big difference, because if we just have the 11 and then nothing, then we would be in trouble. But we actually got some players that can come on the pitch and have an impact. That's a big advantage. So to answer your question shortly, it's not there, but it's 13, 14, 15 players that can actually be in that starting lineup. We got them.
Christine, Janine, she fed you that great ball in the build-up to Jessie's goal, and then obviously she set you up for your goal. Can you just speak to sort of the relationship between you and Janine? Because you seem to have a really good understanding. What makes it such an effective partnership?
Yeah, I just think Janine's obviously a world-class footballer that is easy to read, and the relationship between her and I has been something we've been building now for, has it been 4 years? And it just keeps getting better and better, and I think today you saw it click. And no, she's just one of those players that's easy to read, easy to play off of, and if she's not scoring goals, she usually has a hand in them one way or another.
Hi, Christine. Eduardo Herrera from La Portada, Canada. You have been with this team for a long while now. How have you seen the transition of this? Because we see that there is a lot of synergies between the team this time around than in previous years? How have you seen the transformation come along?
Yeah, I mean, I think my time on the national team has been a roller coaster, a journey, ups and downs. And I can honestly say I've been waiting my entire career for this team, in that we're so talented and, like Kenneth said, have the depth to be able to compete at World Cups and Olympics. And that excites me. We're just so much more talented than we ever have been. And you combine that with what makes us Canadian and our hard work and grit, it excites me.
Hi, Shireen Ahmed with The Athletic. Just have a question for either of you. With the team having the synergy as it does, and I'm just feeding off his question in terms of your comfort and the intentionality with which you play, how are you weaving in the younger players who were not previous tournaments at this scale? How are you weaving them into that?
I think like the more experienced players have a major role there. I think it's the captain, but there's other very experienced players that are very good of including players in discussions, decisions as well. Like it's more often than not players who take the decisions on the pitch. So, and then I think like they've been in and out of this national team for a long period of time. So even though that we got some of the younger players that are actually pretty experienced, so that definitely counts as well. It's a whole different thing though, being at a World Cup, whole different. And that's what's going to be very, very exciting to see how that's going to unfold.
Yep, we'll go there and then.
Karan from the Toronto Observer. Christine, you scored your 181st goal today, and you're just a couple of goals away from 185 goals and breaking the record. So going into the World Cup, is that one thing in your mind that you personally want to achieve before you end your career?
Okay, it'll be nice if and when it happens, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm proud of, obviously, the amount of goals I've scored in my national team career, but heading into the World Cup, it is by no means my focus. If it happens in France, it happens in France. If it doesn't, we'll deal with that later, and I'm sure it will come. But as soon as we get on that plane to Europe, it's all about helping this team try and win a World Cup. And if I'm scoring, great. If I'm not, hopefully someone else is. Yeah, that's the focus.
Maybe just can you comment on the schedule from today and where the team is headed, just for everybody's reference? I think we've talked about it a bit, but.
Yeah, so we're going to San Sebastian tomorrow, going to Spain. We play Spain on the 24th. Then we see if we can actually get either a game in or an inter-squad. Right now we're looking at an inter-squad, so we can make sure that we've got exactly what we need from both teams, having players playing more than just 10 minutes. And then we're heading into Montpellier on the 4th, and then we're in France and everything is kicking off.
June 10th in the first match, obviously. Okay? Yeah.
Thank you very much. Congratulations on the win. I would like to ask a question. My name is Roger Bales, Deportes in Canada. Here in Canada, we have the Canadian Premier League, the CPL. Do you believe that maybe we could have a Canadian Premier League for women's and to help the improvement of the players and the future for Canada?
Who wants that one?
I'll take that one. So Cindy, what's your comments? Like being a Dane coming here, and I've got colleagues in Denmark who ask me, so what is the women's league like? And I say, we don't have any, and they go, what? So I think being at this level at the women's game without a league is pretty impressive. But to maybe move to the next level, we need to look into so what is actually doable. I think in Denmark we always talk about the like it's a bad thing that we are a small country, but in some occasions it's a great thing because you go on a bus and you go 4 hours and you're on the other side of the country. You can't do that here, I guess. So there's some things that need to be solved, but it's good to see the men's CPL going, and hopefully in not so many years it's going to happen to the women's as well.
Thank you very much.
Christine, do you want to add to that?
I think the exact same. I think we're maybe the only country in the top 10 or 12 in terms of FIFA rankings that doesn't have a professional league. And the fact that we're able to consistently perform on the world stage is, I think, a testament to the players we have and the sacrifices they're willing to make to go find a professional environment. But yeah, like Kenneth said, I think that's has to be the next step in order to like sustain where we're at and actually improve.
Thank you, Christine.
That's you.
Marcus Rebello, Toronto Observer, coach, question for the coach. Just going off what Christine said about Jenny being a world-class player, she had the disappointment in 2015 with not making the team, but came back with a strong performance in Rio, and then now today, especially showing her world-class form, making all the right passes. What have you seen from Jenny from that time, not making the team in 2015 until today?
So I didn't know her back then, but I can say what she's been doing the last couple of years is definitely maturing in her game. Her decision making is through the roof, especially in a match like today. When she has to play a safe pass and when she can take someone on, when she has to pass and move and all that stuff, that's always been within her. But now she's in a high performance environment every single day that pushes her. She's not even in the starting lineup. She hasn't been in the starting lineup in Manchester for a period of time, but she's surrounded by like world-class players. And having that environment around her is definitely, that's pushed her. And then the relationship with Sinky, with Jessie, because now she's playing numerous matches with them, and the amount of caps they've had together is improving her as well, so she knows exactly where Sinky needs it, where Jessie needs it, and what they don't need. So that's a big part of her looking as good as she did today.
Devin Haru with CBC. Christine, it's interesting to hear you say you've waited kind of your whole life for this team. What do you attribute to leading to this chemistry, to this team, to the growth of the program, and how much of a role have you played in that?
I mean, I don't know how much of a role I have played in the sense, like, I think it'll be something when I'm done playing, looking back on it. I mean, I remember, like Jessie has said, that she remembers watching the London Olympics, and that was her moment of being like, okay, this is what I want to do. And now we're teammates. So you know you've helped inspire some young Canadians, which is very important to me. And as far as like helping lead this team, like Kenneth said, we've got an amazing group of veterans that all do their fair share of leading this group. We all have our different strengths and weaknesses, and helping the younger players, and just the connection we have. Whether you've been on the team for a few years like myself, or this is like your first year with the team, I hope we provide a safe and welcoming environment for everyone. One where like everyone has a voice and feels important. And that's something we pride ourselves on.
Coach, the play of Adria Leon when she came in to replace Christine, how do you see that performance as a whole?
She want to score, you know. When she's stepping on the pitch, she want to score. That's a big asset to her game. Like Janine, she's now in West Ham. She sees some game time, which is great. That was exactly what she needed. She's been injured for a few months now and coming back. And we got a great group of people, but only 11 can start on the pitch. So the ones coming in should have an impact, and Dree had that today. She definitely had an impact, not only the goal, but she gave some energy when she came on the pitch, almost set up a goal as well. So she's definitely an asset for us.
I think that will wrap it up. Richard Scott, you have one last question from Canada Soccer.
Just, we talked about the echo of the fans and how they're going to play a role and carry us into France. So, Coach, just tell us how important the Canadian fans are and how we'll keep them and that sea of red.
You want it in the beginning, where is it? All right.
You recorded it.
No, okay. No, it's a big thank you. A big
I
thank
will
you
talk
to the
him about
fans.
that
Yeah.
after.
They definitely. So we talked about what we should give the fans for them to give us exactly what we needed, and that was a good performance. We should entertain, not just for the entertainment's sake, But put in Christine talking about grit, that's a big part of entertaining Canadian crowd. I think we did that. And then I think we showed them some great football. Like, I hope you will go back and look at the first goal and just enjoy it. Just enjoy it, because that was a fantastic goal. And it's not easy to put all that together. And hopefully that was something we gave to the crowd. They give us a big roar back. And that's what should be echoing in our heads. It's definitely still with me. And we'll use a lot of this footage from this match to carry on in Europe. So, yeah, it was exactly what we needed and wanted. So, yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. We will keep everyone updated on schedules. Richard Scott will be your contact on the ground for the World Cup, as will Vanessa Racine be your team there. And we will do our best for those who will not be with us in France to give you everything you need to cover the team back here in Canada. Thank you for being here today.